Welcome to another episode of the Mealtime Magic and Mayhem podcast. This is where we ditch the fairy tale of perfect family dinners and dive straight into the reality of the kitchen. And I'm talking the good, the bad, and the burnt. I'm Tricia. I am your ally in the culinary trenches, and today we're going to unpack a beast that we've all wrestled with that I lovingly call the mealtime meltdown. You know the one. Have you ever looked at your watch and realized that it's somehow already time for dinner and thought, shit, not again? Then you're in the right spot. So the reality of mealtime meltdown is that it isn't a sign of failure. Y'all, it's a cry for help from the battlefield of daily life. Think of it. You're a working mom or a bustling entrepreneur, and just the thought of answering the dreaded what's for dinner question can spike your blood pressure. There's not another question that causes a more visceral reaction than that one. So you're racing against the clock. Kids are maybe just a partner with the patience of a toddler, and the fridge looks like a barren wasteland. And let's not even start on the I forgot to thaw the chicken again scenario, that debacle. Or maybe it's the guilt trip when you resort to cereal for dinner again. I've done it many times. Cereal was a staple for a long time for us. And all of these things really have a much deeper impact than I think we realize. The meltdown isn't some small hiccup. It's affecting your zen. It's messing with the whole family vibe and even sneaking into your work life. Stress from meal planning or the lack thereof means you're more fried than your overcooked eggs, feeling like you're botching this whole nurturing gig. And I know what that feeling of failure is like. And there are days that I remember it being soul crushing. I felt like my family connections were taking a hit because meals were rushed, or they were silent affairs with shrugs and grunts, or just parallel play with screens, or kids fighting. Fucking miserable. And professionally, forget about nailing that presentation when you've been up since 5 a.m. Googling quick, healthy meals, and then ended up saving 20 different recipes for cinnamon buns and French toast on Pinterest. But it's not just about food. We're tangled in this mess, not just because we can't cook, but because there's this huge clash between wanting to provide and the reality of our jam-packed lives. It's the gnawing guilt of serving up convenience food instead of a balanced meal, fearing the judgmental eye of the ever-perfect social media brigade, or sometimes it's even our own judgmental eyes. We're looking through somebody else's eyes and the expectations we believe have been put upon us. What I want you to know is that you're not alone. These are shared experiences with women across the world. Every message I get from y'all echoes the same chorus. How the hell do we make this work without pulling our hair out? Burnt pans, forgotten groceries, unfrozen proteins, and dinners that are more of a miss than a hit. Or you're just bored of cooking the same 4 things every single week. It's not just your kitchen. It's a shared chaos that we're all trying to navigate one meal at a time. So I want to share with you one first step towards transformation. Let's cut the shit and just say it. There's no mystical solution to our mealtime madness. It takes intention, it takes effort, and it takes processes, right? And all those things are possible over time. But for now, in the short term, lo and behold, I've got the next best thing. And right now, what I have is the Mealtime Magic Maker. This badass solution is far from your run-of-the-mill meal planner. Imagine a world where recipes don't seem like they're written in ancient Greek, where weekly planning doesn't feel like it's going to suck your soul out or suck the life out of you, and where crafting a grocery list doesn't feel like you're planning an expedition to Mount Everest. It is possible. So for those moments when Pinterest has you on the brink of a breakdown, I have the Kitchen Witch, and this is your chat, your culinary guardian angel, if you will. So when you're stuck on what to cook with that chicken, you forgot to go to the grocery store and you've got maybe 5 ingredients in your pantry. This AI chatbot that I've worked to really provide simple, easy solutions is your go-to. So if you're wondering how to convert tablespoons to teaspoons without triggering a math-induced headache, or you don't feel like doing a Google search and trying to figure out which one of the 50 options is the best solution, then the Mealtime Magic Maker is for you. This powerhouse doesn't just organize your culinary chaos, it transforms it. It has over 100 straightforward recipes that even the busiest bees can tackle, a customizable meal planner that's a breeze to use, and a smart grocery list that streamlines your list making and supermarket trips. It can be a total game changer when you embrace it. The Mealtime Magic Maker, it tackles the nitty-gritty of meal prep, and it turns all of that dreaded meal planning from a nightmare into a dream. So there you have it. It's your new kitchen assistant. From recipes to a meal planner to a grocery list to an oh shit, what's for dinner moment that can provide you answers on the fly. Honestly, the kitchen witch portion is worth the price alone. This is the Mealtime Magic Maker. It's $28. It's a small investment to take that one first step toward making it more fun. Then come back for the next podcast episode, and I'm going to start giving you different stories, tips, and tricks along the way so that we can really travel this adventure together and turn your kitchen into the heart of joy, connection, and damn good food it was meant to be. Because the truth is, y'all, we all have to eat. And we all have to eat every day, and we do have to feed our families. What if we took just that few minutes every day to really drive home that connection? Even if it's 15 minutes, even if it's in front of the TV with a 5-ingredient, 15-minute recipe. So check out the Mealtime Magic Maker in the show notes or in the notes below if you're watching this video on YouTube or if you're listening to the podcast on your favorite streaming. But here's your call to action. I want you to spill the beans. I want the nitty gritty, grimy details and the glorious of your mealtime struggles and your triumphs. My goal is to build a community where it's okay to serve pasta for the third time this week, or it's okay to have cereal. Sometimes that's exactly what the day calls for. I would love to feature some of your stories on future episodes of the podcast because it's your stories that show the rest of the world and the rest of the women that they're not alone, that we're not alone, and we can lift each other up and provide solutions and support. So I've laid it all out on the table today. The Mealtime Meltdown is a beast, but it's not unbeatable. With a little bit of persistence and really insert that Mealtime Magic Maker, we're on our way to less stress and more success in the kitchen. So stay tuned for no bullshit guidance and a healthy serving of support. And I really appreciate you joining me today. Let's keep this conversation rolling online. Check out my site, hit me up on the socials. Together, we're going to turn mealtime into our time to shine, where everyone feels seen, heard, and loved, especially and including you. So I'm going to catch you on the next episode where we're going to continue to navigate this adventure. And until then, remember that perfection doesn't exist. It's overrated, and presence in the current moment is everything. I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks so much for listening. And if you enjoyed this episode, please go hit that follow button, subscribe, leave us a review. And if you're ready to change what mealtime looks like for you, breaking that cycle of chaos and having more fun in the kitchen, build some confidence and discover your love of cooking, schedule your free Dish with Trish call at the link in the show notes. We'll chat a few minutes and you'll walk away with personalized strategies to take your mealtime routine from tired to inspired. See you next time.